My friends, if you're counting on a Social Security check, an SSI payment, or an SSDI deposit this March, I need you to stop whatever you're doing right now and watch every single second of this video. Because what the SSA just confirmed could affect whether your payment arrives on time, arrives at all, or gets held back without any warning sent to your door. I know that sounds scary, and I'm not here to frighten you. I'm here because I care about you, and I've seen too many seniors sitting at their kitchen tables wondering why their account is empty when the rent is due. I've heard from too many of you in the comments, people who depend on that monthly check to buy groceries, pay utilities, keep the lights on, and afford the medications that keep you going day to day. And the last thing you need is a surprise in March 2026 that nobody warned you about. So today, we're going to talk about exactly which payments the SSA has confirmed will not be going out as scheduled, who is affected, what you can do about it right now, and how to make sure your money is protected going forward. Stay with me. This one is too important to miss. Let's start with what's actually happening, because the details matter here. The Social Security Administration has officially confirmed that certain scheduled payments for March 2026 will not be processed on their usual dates. Now, this isn't a rumor. This isn't social media speculation. This is coming directly from SSA Communications and official federal payment calendars, and it affects a specific group of recipients in a very real way. Here's the first thing you need to understand. The SSA operates on a structured payment schedule every single month, and that schedule is tied to your birthday, your benefit type, and in some cases, when you originally filed for benefits. For most people, Social Security retirement checks go out on the second, third, or fourth Wednesday of the month, depending on your birth date. SSI payments, on the other hand, typically go out on the first of every month. And here is where March 2026 creates a very specific problem for a very specific group of people. April 1st, 2026 falls on a Wednesday. And because the SSA does not process payments on federal holidays, and because certain payment windows overlap between March and April this year, some SSI recipients will see their April payment arrive in late March instead of on April 1st. That sounds like good news on the surface, right? But here's the catch that nobody's talking about. If you receive both SSI and another form of benefit, or if you're on certain assistance programs that count monthly income, getting two payments in the same calendar month could trigger an income review, a temporary benefit suspension, or even an overpayment notice down the road. This is not hypothetical. This has happened before, and the SSA has confirmed it can happen again. Let me be very clear about who needs to pay closest attention right now. If you receive supplemental security income, what most people call SSI, and your payment is normally sent on the first of the month, you are in the group that needs to watch this carefully. The SSA has announced that because April 1st is a federal holiday this year, your April SSI payment will be pushed forward and sent on March 31st, 2026 instead. Now think about what that means for someone like Dorothy, a 71-year-old widow living in Ohio on a fixed income. Dorothy gets her SSI on the first of each month like clockwork. She budgets everything around that date. Her rent is due the 5th, her utilities are auto-drafted on the 10th, and she uses her payment schedule like a lifeline. If Dorothy gets two deposits in the month of March, her regular March payment, and then the early April payment on March 31st. Her bank account might look fine, but behind the scenes, certain government benefit programs that use income thresholds could flag her as having received extra income in March. Programs like SNAP, food stamps, Medicaid, and some state-run assistance programs look at monthly income to determine eligibility and benefit amounts. A month where your income appears elevated, even because of a calendar quirk, can affect your benefits the following month. It's one of the most unfair things about our system, but it is absolutely real, and I want you to be aware of it. If you are in this situation, the most important thing you can do is contact your local benefits counselor or call the SSA directly at 1-800-772-9213. and ask them to note in your file that the payment shift is calendar-related and not an increase in actual monthly income. You have every right to do this, and doing it proactively could save you a serious headache. Now, let's talk about something that's actually good news, because not everything in this update is a warning. The 2026 Cost of Living Adjustment, the COLA, came in at 2.5%. That means if your benefit was $1,800 a month at the end of 2025, your new payment in 2026 should be approximately $1,845 per month. That's an extra $45 a month, or about $540 over the course of a full year. For someone like Robert, a 68-year-old retired steelworker from Pennsylvania who worked his whole life paying into the system, that extra $45 matters. It might cover an extra week of groceries or a copay at the doctor's office. It's not a fortune, but it adds up, and you earned every penny of it. However, and this is important, not every recipient has seen the full COLA reflected in their March 2026 payments yet. Some people had adjustments to their Medicare Part B premiums, their income-related monthly adjustment amounts, or IRMA surcharges, which can eat into that COLA increase before it ever reaches your bank account. If your check doesn't look any bigger than it did in December 2025, you need to review your benefit verification letter or log into your My Social Security account at SSA.gov to see exactly where that increase went. Don't just assume the money is there. Look at the numbers yourself, or have a trusted family member help you log in and check. Your benefit verification letter, sometimes called a BPQY or a benefit award letter, should spell out exactly what your gross benefit is, what deductions are being taken, and what your net payment should be. If something looks off, call the SSA immediately. For those of you on Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, March 2026 comes with its own set of considerations. Your payment schedule is tied to your birth date, just like retirement benefits. If your birthday falls between the 1st and 10th of the month, your payment comes on the 2nd Wednesday of March. If your birthday is between the 11th and 20th, it's the 3rd Wednesday. And if your birthday falls between the 21st and 31st, your payment arrives on the 4th Wednesday of the month. In March 2026, those dates are March 11th, March 18th, and March 25th, respectively. If you have direct deposit set up and you're not seeing your payment within one business day of those dates, don't panic immediately. But do not wait more than 3 business days before calling the SSA or your bank to investigate. One thing that's been causing delays for some SSDI recipients recently has to do with address or direct deposit information mismatches in the SSA's system. With the wave of digital record updates happening at federal agencies right now, some recipients have had their payment routing information flagged for review. If this happens to you, your payment may be held temporarily while the SSA verifies your account. This is one of the reasons I strongly encourage every single one of you watching to log into your My Social Security account and double-check that your direct deposit information is current, accurate, and up to date. For those of you who receive VA benefits alongside your Social Security, there are some additional payment timing details worth noting this March. The Department of Veterans Affairs typically processes disability compensation payments on the 1st business day of the month. In March 2026, that means VA payments should be hitting accounts on March 2nd for most recipients. If you're a veteran receiving both VA disability compensation and Social Security retirement benefits, you're in a group that gets a little extra financial breathing room. But you also need to be aware of how the combination of those two incomes affects your tax situation. VA disability compensation itself is not federally taxable. But if your combined income from Social Security plus other sources, including VA pensions or any part-time work, exceeds $25,000 for an individual or $32,000 for a couple filing jointly, up to 85% of your Social Security benefit could become taxable at the federal level. This catches a lot of veterans by surprise come tax season. If you haven't already spoken with a tax professional about how your benefits interact, I highly recommend doing so before you file your 2025 return this spring. There are free tax assistance programs specifically designed for seniors and veterans. The IRS VITA program and AARP Tax Aid are both excellent resources, and they are completely free of charge. Here's another issue that has been showing up more and more, and I'm hearing about it from many of you in the comments. The SSA has been sending out a significant number of overpayment notices in recent months, and if one lands in your mailbox this March, please do not ignore it and do not panic. An overpayment notice means the SSA believes it paid you more than you were entitled to at some point in the past. They will often ask for repayment in full, sometimes thousands of dollars, sometimes within 30 days. But here is what you need to know. You have rights. You can request a waiver if repaying the money would cause you financial hardship and if you believe you were not at fault for the overpayment. You can also request a reconsideration if you believe the overpayment was calculated incorrectly, and you can request an extended repayment plan if the amount is correct, but you simply cannot pay it all at once. Do not let the SSA withhold money from your check without understanding your options first. Always respond to an overpayment notice in writing within 30 days of receiving it, and keep a copy of everything you send them. If you need help, contact your local Social Security office or reach out to a benefits counselor through your state health insurance assistance program, known as SHIP, which provides free help to Medicare and Social Security recipients. I want to leave you today with a few practical strategies because information is only helpful if you know what to do with it. First, set up or verify your My Social Security online account right now if you haven't already. Go to SSA.gov and look for the sign-in option. This account gives you real-time access to your payment history, benefit amounts, and any notices the SSA has sent you. It is the single most important tool you have. Second, if you receive SSI, mark March 31st on your calendar. That is when your April payment is expected to arrive early this year. Plan your budget accordingly, and if you receive any assistance programs that count monthly income, contact those agencies in advance to let them know about the calendar shift. Third, review your Medicare Part B premium deduction. The 2026 standard premium is $185 per month, up from $174.70 in 2025. That increase directly reduces the amount hitting your bank account each month, and it's one of the main reasons some people feel like their COLA didn't help as much as they expected. Fourth, if you are a veteran, make sure your VA and SSA records have the same address and banking information. Discrepancies between these two databases have been causing payment delays, and getting ahead of it now will save you enormous frustration. And fifth, stay informed. Share this video with a friend, a neighbor, a family member who needs to hear this. Because too many seniors are navigating these systems alone, without anyone sitting across the table from them explaining what's really going on. My friends, March 2026 comes with real warnings, real calendar quirks, and real opportunities to protect the benefits you've worked your entire life to earn. The SSA has confirmed that certain payments won't go out as usual, and the people most affected are SSI recipients, those receiving dual benefits, and anyone with outdated account information in the system. You are not alone in this. I'm going to keep bringing you these updates every time something important changes, because you deserve to know the truth. Not a month later, not buried in fine print, but right now, when you can still do something about it. Take care of yourselves. Check your accounts. Call the SSA if something looks wrong, and I'll see you in the next one.